Okay folks, it's 2 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon, almost 2 o'clock, and it's a nice day. We've had a couple. The week of hell is officially over. Although most nights they come along and out of nowhere the weather forecast will say thunderstorms possible that night. But so far they've held off and not happened, passed us by, so that's good. Okay folks, Delta Mike down and out in Torrevieja. Down and out. A tramp, a vagrant, a hobo, a homeless guy. All those other synonyms that I use in the Trampcasts. Torrevieja, a city on the southeast coast of Spain. Can I ask you to maybe take a moment out to hit that like button? Maybe share this out there on social media if you're enjoying what you're seeing. And subscribe, or at least consider it if you haven't done so already. If you've seen more than 2 or 3 of my videos and you think you're going to see more, hit the button. It helps the channel and it helps you to not miss a video. Okay folks, Delta Mike, out. But so far they've held off and not happened, passed us by, so that's good. So let me stand up and just I'll give you a quick look around. There's a bit of cloud around. But it's generally clear sky. Certainly this half of the sky, and this is where the wind's blowing from. So I think it's more or less in my face now. So it's coming from there. That's what we're getting. A bit of cloud off there, as you saw before, but looks like that's passing us by, more or less. So for once, folks, for the first time this month, for the first time in a month almost, bar a few days, I get to do a video and report good weather. I was a little bit late up this morning. I had a lot of running around chasing rodents in the night, so I didn't wake up properly until almost 10 o'clock. Well, 10 o'clock when I got up and put the solar out. And even though the solar was quite run down yesterday, not quite sure how this happened. Let me sit back down. I picked the eco float last night and carried it through to the bedroom, and it was on 76% at like 9 o'clock at night. And I'm not sure where that power went, or whether we'd somehow not charged fully up to 100% yesterday. I don't know. But within an hour this morning, from 60 odd percent, I think we were on about 63, something like that, 100% within just over an hour. Fantastically sunny morning. So that's good. At least we're back, and I was just looking around. I've just brought out a bin bag and filled it within seconds. I got a few things. Yesterday I washed all my pans out because they'd been sat outside and got rain and soil and whatever was blowing around in the wind. So I set those out to dry yesterday. I got a few things here that they would have been stood on this pedestal at the start of all this, but obviously this got blown over in the first few seconds. I forgot to wash this plate yesterday, but I got some jars that I've got to decide whether I'm going to carry on using or whether I'm just going to throw those away. I might keep the larger ones there for rice and flour and maybe pasta or something, so that I can have some stuff out. If I put stuff in the big plastic tote boxes that I've got, I then put stuff on the lid and then it becomes a trauma to get into the boxes. I stop using things. So if I have some already out and in a jar, then I'm more likely to actually use it. And obviously the jar keeps it safe from the rodents who are getting in. Well, one of the places they're getting in, they've got free entry at this end, haven't they? That's the bottom of the wall flapping there, that light blue line on the ground. That's they're just walking at this end and go around the edge, around the internal bedroom, and they're in the tent. So that's all a bit awkward. Now I think I've picked out a new tent. I've just about got enough money for the one I'm looking at. Now, a lot of people were suggesting canvas tents as a replacement for this, but the style and design and size and price all kind of go against that, really, folks. I'm sorry to say. In the end, I think I'm going to go with something quite similar to this, a little bit smaller, slightly smaller, not much, and with tarps over the top from the beginning for added protection from the UV. See if we can't get more than a year out of it. But the one I'm looking at, it's on a good discount. So, like I said, we're about right for it. Yeah, there's arrangements to be made for obtaining it and getting it here, but I've got friends that seem willing to help. So progress, folks, progress. And I will be putting building a bed off the ground this time. I'll also be preparing for if it does go through. I'm going to line the inside. I'm going to do a crisscross of duct tape on the roof and maybe on some of the walls, so that when we do eventually get a rip, it doesn't run the entire length of the tent or have the entire roof blow away in one weekend as we had this time. Even though the roof was in 4 sections, 3 sections ripped and tore and literally blew away in a weekend. I want it so that if we do get a rip, it stops, you know, that there's some tape on the inside to stop the rip, stop it from running and becoming a major problem. That's what I'm going to try anyway. So yeah, that's the update, folks. Nice weather, relax, starting to tidy up some of the mess, cleaning out my pans, picking up some of the stuff that's been knocked over in the wind, and making decisions about the new tent, how to progress from here. Unfortunately, it won't be canvas. That's just I'll talk about it with you in a Tramp cast special if you like sometime, or just ask me in a Tramp cast and we'll discuss it there. But for now, folks, from Tina and from me, Delta Mike, out.
Join me on Sundays for Trampcast. It's the weekly look at the successes, the failures, the happenings in my life as a tramp, a homeless guy, a hobo, living in Torrevieja in Spain. Love to see you there, folks. Okay, Delta Mike, out.